So this is the Hockeycards.se Podcast. So let's talk about some hockey cards for a minute, because I have a question for you. A question that's always kind of interests me. I don't know the answer to this, and this isn't just hockey, but let's mainly focus on hockey here. My question to you is, why are Young Guns the card to get of a player when they're not that rare of a rookie card? And so, for example, Austin Matthews, Young Gun, right? I don't have that. We'll probably never have that because that thing is whatever, north of $1,000, right? But how many of them were printed? I don't know the answer to that, but it's a lot, right? So I have this Austin Matthews rookie card from SPX. I'm going to show it. This one's numbered to 399. Okay, it's right here. I'm sorry about the glare, and it's a beautiful card, especially in person. My lighting won't help, but it's numbered to 399.
Yep.
Austin Matthews rookie card, right? But it's dirt cheap. It's, probably a $30, $40 card. And there's only 399 of them. Now, I get it that there's probably 18 other parallel versions of this one that are numbered to different things. And, and I'm not counting the extremes, right? Like, I'm not counting like the Cup rookie that's a patch auto and their DNA's on it and all that mess. That's $1 million. I'm not counting that. But just your basic stuff, why is it? And I have a ton of Young Guns too. I understand the appeal, right? I love them. But why is it that the difference is so much? I can understand a Young Guns being more expensive, the Austin Matthews Young Guns being more expensive than this one, but not by $1,000. Yep. Why is it that it's $1,000 more? I'll give you another example. So Allure is one of my favorite products, right? So Connor Bedard's probably, God knows how many Young Guns there are of Connor Bedard. But like, here's a yellow taxi. It's a beautiful card, right? And that's the thing. To me, this card looks infinitely better than his Young Guns cards. It's not even close. This one is nothing. I mean, this one, I happened to pull this from a blaster box. But, that card's print run, I guarantee you, is way less. And it's a much more beautiful card. Why is the price difference so great? I guess that's my biggest thing. I'll just show another example here. Now, this, I can understand this one being a little different, but at the same time, so Sidney Crosby. I'll never have a Sidney Crosby Young Guns. But we do have, this is an oddball set. Oh, let me show it there. It's from Spain, the Campeonato de Futuro, right? There's that one. And then here's this one, which is even more low numbered. And there's a gold version of that. There's only 3 versions. That's it. These are rookie cards. The gold version, which I still have to get, it's maybe, it's worth more now, but let's call it, I could probably pick it up for $150 right now.
Yeah.
And it's numbered, it's really low numbered. So why is that thousands of dollars less? You know what I'm saying? Like, I could understand if and then to that point, one more here will show Young Guns Canvas versus just Young Guns.
Yeah.
Why are Young Guns Canvas cards, which are more rare, and typically look better, right? So, the first couple of examples I'll pull, there's Kirill Kaprizov's Young Gun, right?
Yeah.
Here's his Canvas Young Gun.
Yeah.
The Young Gun is worth way more expensive than the Canvas, which is more rare. Same thing here. I'll just show real quick. Here's Mikko Rantanen, right?
Yeah.
Right there. Young Guns Canvas. This card costs nothing, right?
Yeah.
It's a $20 card, $30 card. Yeah. The regular Young Guns, it's not super expensive, but you see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I just, that kind of baffles me because it's so different than the world of like baseball cards.
Yeah.
And even basketball cards, to where like a base rookie in baseball, especially nowadays, is literally worth nothing. Back in the 80s, it was, and before, it was different because you didn't have all these parallels. You didn't have all the stuff. And now a base rookie of even the star players, with the exception of a few, like Mike Trout, for example, his base rookie still, depending on the grade, $1,000, $800, $700. Again, depends on the grade, but I'm not trying to take the grading into consideration here. But outside of him, I mean, you've really got, the base rookies are almost worthless. You got to get chrome rookies, and then you got to get, and even those aren't worth anything. You got to get numbered rookies. So numbered rookies are everything today in modern baseball. And I think basketball is even the same way. Again, and I don't collect basketball other than vintage basketball or 80s basketball, some 90s. But I've seen some 90s. So let's just take Michael Jordan, right? The guy, right? His rookie card is, one of the most sought after cards in the hobby of all sports. And, bad examples of that one are $1,000 or more. Like PSA 1s and 2s are over $1,000. But I've also seen some just random 90s inserts that are very rare are worth way more because they printed a gajillion Jordan rookies. I don't know. It's just kind of one of those interesting things of why the young gun is that much more valuable than a lower numbered rookie card of the same player from the same year.
Yep.
What are your, and even like, I was going to show a few more. I'm sorry. So like Conor McDavid, right? I don't have a young gun of his, right? But I've got 4 different Conor McDavid rookie cards here. Okay. And again, this is the most recent one I picked up. This is his UD portraits, right?
Yep.
It's a beautiful card. It's really a gorgeous card. But this card costs nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. Even graded already in a 9, I don't know, this cost me, I don't even remember what it was. It was hardly nothing, right? And then, you've got these other ones, little cheaper ones, star rookies. I get it. But this is a beauty here, is a peachy platinum marquee rookie, right? It's a nice, and then here's a medal.
Yeah.
And again, I understand them being less valuable, and to some even by grade. But I mean, what's a McDavid young gun go for? I mean, I'd have to sell a car. So, that's what I'm getting at. Or a kidney, But the print runs don't seem low enough to warrant such a difference. I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, so I think this is a fantastic topic. I've been struggling with this a bit since I got back into the hobby and tried to understand how this works really. But I'll try to give my perspective on your question at least. So I think the reason is for the young guns having such a high value. There are several reasons for that. One is the Young Guns card is the most collected of all rookie cards in hockey. And I think mainly for 2 reasons. First of all, it has some pedigree. So it's been in the Upper Deck releases since the 90-91 season. Mm-hmm. So for 35 years, there's been Young Guns cards as rookie cards of players. So you can collect like Sergey Federov or players of that era. You can have their Young Guns cards, and you can have Bedard's Young Guns card, and it's still a Young Guns card. And when you look at how these products that are released by Upper Deck are configured, I mean, they release somewhere between 25, 30 different products, and they reconfigure them constantly. They change what cards are in them, what inserts are in them, what they're called. They close them down, they start them back up. So there's no pedigree to any other card but the Young Guns card, really. I think so. That's probably one of the reasons. And probably the other reason is that Flagship is a product designed to appeal to a very broad audience. It has inserts that are completely directed at kids, which I think everyone who have seen gaming inserts or UD portraits of latest years understands these are card designs for kids. It also, I mean, the Young Guns and some of the numbered cards and more rarer cards like Fanimation and stuff maybe appeal to a more seasoned collector. But there's generally a bit of everything, and it comes at a price point which isn't cheap, because nothing is cheap in hockey cards. But compared to other releases, you get a lot of stuff for the money you put in, basically. So typically, when people start collecting, or if you're not a hardcore collector, you just want some hockey cards, then you probably buy a box of Flagship. So I think those two reasons are behind. But of course, this is classic supply and demand market economics. But the supply part of the supply and demand chain is skewed because Upper Deck doesn't disclose print runs. And of course they don't, because if they did, people would realize that we might actually be in a new junk wax era with the amount of cards being produced. However, they made a mistake 2 years ago. I have the information here. I'll just look it up quickly. They made a mistake 2 years ago on the Flagship release, where they saw this from another YouTuber. I'm gonna give the name of his channel as well, to credit where credit's due. We'll be right back.
While you're doing that, while you're looking that up, I'll just show a couple more cards because you mentioned it. Here's the Sergey Federov Young Guns from back in the day.
Yeah, that's 1991. Yeah.
Teemu Selanne is right there. There's a couple of, and the funny thing about these, because you're about to discuss print runs, so I think I've brought this point up before about, and I should say this too, and I'm not complaining about Young Guns. I love it that Young Guns are as valued as they are, because, I grew up, in the 80s collecting cards, right? When you had the rookie card, maybe there was 2 or 3 of a guy max. That was it. So I love it. I'm not complaining. But like these 2 cards right here, Fedorov and the Selanne, are examples of great players, all-time players whose Young Guns, these are dollar cards.
Yeah,
literally these would cost you
$1 card. Yeah,
and because of when they were printed in that sort of junk wax era.
The junk wax era, print runs were amazing, and at least for Flagship Series 1, 2, we're in an era now where print runs are amazing again, even though Upper Deck doesn't want to talk about it. But if you want to get into all the details of the print runs of Series 1 and Series 2, there's a guy who posted a video about this called Lapper 30s Hockey Card Flips. And if you watch his video, he'll do all the math for you and break everything down. So I'll just do the short version here. So when they introduced the population count cards in Flagship, those are numbered cards, and they're made to look like a graded card, right? So Flagship 2 years ago, they by mistake gave pack odds for the out of 1,000 population count card, and they stated by mistake that you could get one of those in every 241 packs. So as soon as the manufacturer states pack odds on a numbered card, you can calculate print runs. That's why you will see in the checklist there are pack odds on all the parallels that are not numbered, but not on the ones that are numbered, because they don't want you to know how big the supply actually is. Because if people knew the amount of the supply, the prices of Young Guns cards wouldn't be nearly what they are today, right. I think. So, but that gives you, the population count checklist in that release had 30 different cards. 30 different cards, 1 in 241 packs, means Upper Deck printed 301,250 hobby boxes of Series 2 that year. That means, because there are pack odds for the Young Guns cards, right? So because they're not numbered. So every player in Series 2 that year on that checklist had 36,000 Young Guns cards printed. in the hobby boxes alone. Then you need to add retail boxes, fat packs, tins, and blasters. So let's just, for argument's sake, say that the total print run is twice that of the hobby box printed. I think that's a reasonably conservative assumption. So that means that you have 72,000 Young Guns cards printed of every single player. And that Austin Matthews card you had, the good thing about the numbered cards is that the print run is on the card. That's out of $3.99. So you can pick up an Austin Matthews Young Guns card with a print run of, the print runs weren't that big when Austin Matthews or McDavid was a rookie, but let's say Bedard, print runs were bigger with Bedard than what they were 2 years ago. So let's just say there are 100,000 Young Guns cards of Bedard printed then. So if you get a numbered card out of him, a numbered rookie, numbered to $3.99, which would you rather have? Which should really carry the most value? Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
number 3. Yeah.
So one of the reasons that the Young Guns card carry the value they do is, of course, they are the most collected cards. So there is a great demand for them, right? And probably partly because it's in the flagship release and partly because of their pedigree. So there's a great demand. But if you look at eBay now, you can pick up 100 Young Guns cards of Bedard every single day, and that's because supply far outweighs demand. And this is where the hype plays in, right? And probably the hype and the fear of missing out. So typically what you see is that new Young Guns cards for the first 2 weeks sells for stupid money, and then prices drop, and they drop, and they drop, and they drop. And if you are McDavid and Matthews, then maybe they won't drop, and maybe they will start to increase over time as well. Maybe not with the print runs we have today with 100,000 Young Guns cards printed, but with the print run they had, they start to increase. Right. But if you look like a player like, let's say, Trevor Zegras, for example, when his Young Guns card hit, the first couple of weeks there, first 2 weeks, they were selling for like $150 raw, ungraded, like $125, $150. I'm pretty sure you can pick that up for $5 to $10 today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because, first of all, every new player is not McDavid, and the hobby loves potential and thinks that this is the guy, this is the next McDavid, but he won't be. And secondly, the print runs, supply far outweighs demand. So give it a year, 2 years, and it'll be down to a few dollars. Just like the Sergey Federov cards you had there, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and I kind of have to wonder, would Upper Deck, and I'm certainly not accusing, not that anyone would listen to this, but I'm certainly not accusing them of doing this, but how interesting is it if you say so you can math out the number of Young Guns printed, but we can't be sure that Upper Deck prints the same amount of Young Guns of every player, right? So like, what if, let's just call it 72,000 or whatever it was, Young Guns of, let's just say Bedard. We know it's more than that, but let's just call it Bedard. We're basing that on the math. But what if they only did 36,000 of Bedard and increased the number of Young Guns of just some jacklegs that'll never make it? To kind of create that a little bit more scarcity, or they'd never come out and say it. But, and I bring that point up because, like, this happened. I heard this a week or so ago. There was a set. Now, this might have even been a pre-war thing, in baseball. So you're talking 20s, 30s. There was an issue that came out where they released the cards and said, if you send all these cards, collect them all, send them to us, we'll send you a baseball. But to make sure that no one got the baseball, they very, very short printed a couple of the cards and only released them like regionally, like here in Milwaukee, you can get these couple cards and that's it. And then obviously they would never say that
on Sunday mornings.
Yeah, exactly. So like, kind of that, manipulating the numbers there a bit, like they manipulated junk wax. Junk wax is junk wax, for one reason, because when that boom happened, they went back and printed, at least I know they did for baseball. I'm not going to say they did for hockey, but they probably did. So like that Sergey Federov Young Guns came out the year it came out, but they might have printed that thing for 2 more years after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just kept printing and kept printing and kept printing. Didn't turn the printers off. Because that's what they did in the junk wax era, at least with baseball, is they just kept printing stuff years after the year release. Just about billions and billions of them.
Well, I think for hockey and to your theory that certain Young Guns cards are more short printed, if you look at the checklist and you believe the checklist, that is not the case, because there it's the same odds on every single Young Guns card. Okay. So there should be the same print run on every single Young Guns card. There is, of course, the possibility that Upper Deck is lying to us and is rigging boxes and rigging print runs. Yeah. But that, I think that's that I'll leave that up to personal opinion and how much of a conspiracy theorist you are. I think. According to the official
I don't think they are.
At least.
I don't think they are. I'm just throwing that out there because it's funny how like I would watch people rip product, and I only ever saw a couple people that I would follow ever pull a Bedard. Yeah. But everybody and their brother would pull like Shakir Makamadulin or whatever, like 6 of them in a blaster box.
Yeah.
There can't be any more left. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just
they do have. I mean, they do have the problem that, I mean, we've seen that in the breaks we've done. In some boxes are like stacked by chimpanzees or something. You get the same rookie card over and over again in the same box. So that's, of course, either that's done on purpose because they're evil, or it's a mistake in the way they pack their boxes. But of course, I mean, with like 100,000 boxes being opened by different breakers and YouTubers, of course there will be with those mistakes in packing. Of course, there will be a few very weird boxes that pop up on YouTube, right? So either those are a mistake or they're on purpose, and I think that's down to personal opinion what you think of Upper Deck.
Right. Yeah. And again, I love Upper Deck. I love the products they release, and I don't think they're doing that. I'm just saying, like, if they wanted to, they could easily, because like you said, they're not divulging the print runs of these things, right? Yeah. So I think that
I think there's another thing. I mean, the numbered cards. There's another thing maybe we should talk about as well then for the numbered cards. So if you have the Matthews rookie you have, it's out of $3.99. Maybe he had 10,000 Young Guns printed or something back in the day. So your card is way more rare than the Young Guns and really should command a bigger price. But demand for your card is way lower than for the Young Guns.
Yes.
Because everybody wants the Young Guns. Okay. So the problem now in modern, and again, we're back to, are we in a new junk wax era? Maybe. With the amazing print runs we're seeing. I mean, not every box is printed to the same print run. The cup is still at a very low print run, for example, but flagships are at insane levels. So the problem now then with the numbered cards is that we have this phenomenon of manufactured scarcity, right?
Yep.
So in order to have a rare numbered card in every box, when you're printing 300,000 plus hobby boxes, is that you need more numbered cards, or you won't have enough numbered cards. So instead, you have like 5,000 parallels that are all numbered. So that particular card of that particular parallel is numbered to $3.99, but the player has like 500 numbered cards that are numbered to $3.99. So then you have 500 times 400 numbered cards, and then the cards aren't rare anymore, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, and if you look at, I haven't seen the end result, but the Hockey Card Gong Show did when Bedard, the Bedard releases started coming, they went through all the top rookies from the last couple of years and went through all checklists and counted how many individual unique rookie cards they actually had, if you counted all the parallels and all the inserts. And I think the top one was like 750 unique rookie cards. And their speculation was that Bedard would be the first player to have more than 1,000 individual unique rookie cards.
Yeah.
So there is no rarity. If you have a Bedard out of 399, yeah, I mean, it isn't rare. Yeah. I'm sorry, but it isn't.
No, it's not. Yeah. Well, that's like that. So this Matthews right here, again, I mentioned it earlier, right? This is the number to 399 version. I bet there's a gold version numbered to 199. There's a platinum version numbered to 99. There's this version numbered to 5, numbered to 10. There's, on up to like numbered to 1900. And then there's the autographed versions of this version. And each of those have a different color scheme parallel to, it's all manufactured scarcity. Yeah, I kind of get that. And again, I hate that. As a collector that grew up in the 80s really collecting, because it's like I miss those days of like, and that's why I love the Young Guns. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that there's a singular big chase. Because I miss those days when it's like, man, this guy, Ricky Henderson in baseball has a rookie card. That's it. Go get it if you want it. I miss kind of those days for sure. And another interesting thing, I just thought of this, but while I've got these sitting out here to kind of bring up on the same level, is pre-rookie cards. And why are they not worth anything? And what I mean by that is like CHL cards and stuff like that of players. Right. So for example, I've got whatever it is. Let me just find. All right, so Bedard's, for example, what I'm talking about is like, that's not it. Well, yeah, I mean, so these kind of cards, right?
Yeah.
That predate the Young Guns, right? I've got a bunch of different players and a bunch of different ones of them, but I'm not going to show them all. But anyway, my point is they're worth nothing, right? Even though they're earlier, they're worth nothing. In other sports, it's not always that way. It's kind of weird. So like minor league baseball, I can go buy a minor league set of a player that's never made it to the pros. And they're still, the newer ones aren't really worth anything. But when you get a little bit older, it seems to be more the earlier it came out, the more it's worth. So I'll give you a quick example. Like this is a card that I chased forever. Okay. This is Ron Sandberg, right? My guy.
Yeah.
This is his pre-rookie card. It's from minor leagues. This card is worth more than his rookie cards.
Yeah.
And his rookie cards, I wouldn't say that they're in the junk wax era. Most people would consider junk wax starting about 86, 87, and his rookie cards are in 83. But there's still certainly millions of them floating around there. But, this card is actually worth quite a bit more than his rookie card. And I just think it's funny how, like, there's, and again, I'll bring up Michael Jordan. He has kind of that, his rookie card is the 86 Fleer, but there was a set that came out before that called Star, and they made some in like 85. And when I was growing up, I remember that was the one people wanted because it was the one that was out earlier. And then it lost popularity mainly because there's so many fakes. There's also tons of fakes of his regular one. So anyway, it's just interesting stuff to me,
And it's, I mean, if you look at hockey, for example, that cards in with players in national team uniforms are worth less than cards with their players in their NHL team uniforms.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Which is also interesting.
And significantly less. Like not just a little. It would be one thing. I get it that it's worth less. But the fact that it's so significantly less is what kind of gets me, I mean, for the big boys, it's hundreds of dollars or $1,000 price difference, For the smaller players, it doesn't matter, but still, I don't know, interesting stuff.
But I mean, you mentioned also the difference between Young Guns and Young Guns canvas cards, and that's pretty interesting because the Young Guns canvas card is essentially Young Guns parallel, right? But usually it has a different texture. It has sometimes more interesting photography.
Yeah.
And it's way more rare than the normal Young Guns cards. So the print runs are way less than for the Young Guns.
Yep.
And still, they're a lot cheaper to collect than the Young Guns cards. And we're back to this, that everyone and their mother are collecting, for some reason, Young Guns cards and doesn't care about anything else. So, I mean, I moved away from Young Guns cards because when I started out, it was like, oh yeah, flagship, let's buy, let's collect Young Guns, right? But when I found all these other products with all these great looking rookie cards and low numbered cards for way less money.
Yep.
Screw Young Guns cards. I'm collecting these instead. But then you run into the problem after a couple of years that, oh no, they canceled that product or they reconfigured that product completely. So that particular type of rookie card I was collecting, they won't make any more of those. And then we're back to the charm of the Young Guns, right? That there will be Young Guns cards every year. But my advice then would be, if you're not the type of person who likes to collect all your money in a big pile in your backyard, pour gasoline on it and set it on fire, I'd advise you to maybe pick up your Young Guns cards, not the first week after release, but maybe wait 2 or 3 months, and you will have a completely different price tag on the cards.
Oh yeah, but the reason people don't is that whole so who was it from last year? Lane Hudson, right?
Yeah.
His is kind of an example of where it went the other direction because of how he performed, right?
Yeah.
So there are those exceptions. And I think that's what, people want to glom onto those exceptions and like, oh, I'm going to get this when it's down here. And then, buy low, sell high. The problem is that usually doesn't happen, so.
And there's 130 Young Guns cards in a year. And that happens once every, 3 years, 2 years?
Right. Exactly.
For one player. Yeah. So.
Right. So it's, anyway, it's interesting stuff, but there's so many great cards out there. I want to show a few more because these came from you, actually. These were from some of your breaks.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And so
USPS didn't lose the package. That's fantastic.
They didn't, no, and it got here quick. So as you know, I don't buy into many breaks at all, but occasionally I will. And I love Allure. It's one of my favorite products. And usually when I do buy into your breaks, I'm kind of like, I consider breaking or buying into a break. You're playing the lottery, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, so I don't typically get players I would PC when I'm picking a team. I might go for I tend to pick Edmonton because like, well, if he's going to pull an auto, let's see that McDavid. Let's see, you know what I'm saying? So that hasn't happened yet, but you did some Allure breaks a while back and did get some sweet McDavids though. Here's I'll just show a few real quick. There's that one. Was that the orange slice? I love it. Yeah. And again, sorry for the glare, but here's, talking about parallels, there's a trillion different parallels. So here's the black one.
Yeah.
Again, I really love them. I think they're awesome. But then, a couple of different color flows. There's 18 million different color flows. But you've got the, it's like Zach Hyman. Here's the red rainbow.
Yeah.
Such a cool
Those are
there.
really nice. Yeah.
And then my favorites, the gold glitter bombs.
Yeah.
That are numbered. Speaking of that red rainbow, it's crazy how cheap Preds are to collect. But here's another Zach Hyman Allure green. This one's numbered to 99. Pulled that one for me. Got the before I get off on that tangent, the red rainbow. I picked up a Roman Josi autograph red rainbow yesterday for $9.
Yeah.
Great. I'll take it. This one I really love. So you did Parkhurst Champions too. Should have that vintage look. I love this Grand Fuhrer. That's such a cool looking card. I love it. Love that image. But then the big one though, you pulled me a case hit. So both the last both shipments you sent me, I should say, you had pulled a case hit for me. One I already showed, the Ryan O'Reilly Phantomation. I got some schmutz on it. Actually, I'm going to take this out of the plastic and just hold it up. You pulled me a doubloon of Lee Hughes, which, and again, I know this camera may not make this look very good, but it's really, really cool. And it's what I found surprising is it's almost like it's two cards glued together.
Yeah, it's thick.
Yeah, it's really thick. There's the back of it there, but I don't know. It's really, really, really cool card there. I was actually looking at maybe trying to get a couple more doubloons. So we'll see. They're not super cheap, but
no, they are actually not super common since it's one per case, right? So it's
right.
yeah.
So it's that was a really awesome hit. So I just wanted to show those because they came from Sweden, and yeah. There's plenty more, but in the interest of time, we're not going to show that.